Everybody, and welcome back. And we're doing another figure review, and the figure we have up today is the Ronin Warriors, and it's Anubis, the Warlord of Cruelty. Yeah, I think I've said this at the last couple of figure reviews. I'm out of the figure collecting game, but this was actually a pre-order I made well in advance of that announcement last summer, and it finally shipped. But of course, I always preface that with every once in a while a cool figure comes out, I'll get it and maybe review it. But since this is such a expensive figure, I figured I'd give my thoughts on it. As you can see behind me, right there, is my Ronin Warriors collection. I've got all 5 Ronin Warriors plus the Inferno armor. I'm not going to get all the Warlords. Anubis is my favorite because, of course, he also becomes the Ancient One. Spoilers for a 40-year-old anime. And then the only other figure I would get out of, well, maybe 2 figures if they make them, out of this series would be Talpa, of course, the main bad guy, and then White Blaze, if they did a White Blaze Tiger to go with my Ryo. But let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at the figures, shall we? And yeah, I'm doing it computer cam, not doing straight on cam. Mostly, like, that's how I like to do the reviews now. But man, oh man, just baseball, coaching baseball, working, content creating, parenting, husbanding takes up a lot of your time, and just setting up and transferring files, downloading stuff, editing. Oh man, it's so much. So maybe next figure one, because that'll probably be after baseball season, we'll be in that typical style. But today we're just doing right in front of the computer where I talk about the figure. And there's a lot of packaging. Let's get this bad boy out. And as you can see, you get a lot with the figure. Like, you get all the armor pieces, and these are well-made figures, so it's one of those things. It's kind of worth the money if you're a fan of the series. And I would say this is my favorite anime. It comes down to like Ronin Warriors or Gundam Wing being my favorite animes. Let me get this away from the mic so there's not a lot. There we go. Take that first shield off. And for this particular one, I always keep the boxes because of the way the pieces are. If I were to ever resell them, I'd want to put them back in the box the way they were, just so they ship better, because the figures they're not delicate, but they're, as you can see, they're thin, and like I would feel weird shipping them out without all the protection you get from the actual case. So here is Anubis. Let's pop that head off so we can get this plastic piece off. And yeah, just like the Ronin Warriors, it comes packed with the basic body. Double joints at the knees, and these are some of the smoothest joints. Like, as you can see right out the box, take note, Mattel and Marvel Legends, right out the box, the joints are not stiff, they're all working. Double hinge elbows so he can come up, shoulders come up, no butterfly joints though, so I mean it's just shoulders, but look at that. And then legs can go out to the side, do the splits, forward, back, and nothing stiff. I mean, that is something hard to find today in figures. Like the last couple of WWE figures I've done, not even reviews, but the last couple ones I've purchased, I've had to heat up some joint somewhere. The ones I've bought for my son, be it the main event series or Elite series, I've had to heat up joints so they can work. So it's just super, super annoying. But yeah, here's our basic figure right here of Anubis. Comes in his basic armor. And then one thing that I like about all these figures, when you do not have this one. All right, let me pull this off away from the microphone. There we go. One thing I really like about these Ronin Warrior figures, when you do not have them on their armor, if you're displaying them without their armor, and I know some people do, some people like switch it up. I'm too lazy to do that. But they all come with kind of this seated figurine, so you can put the head and the armor pieces all on this. And it's kind of like an ancient samurai armor like you would see displayed, in Edo, Japan. And comes with this little stool that he sits on. In fact, like some of the armor pieces, to put them on, like you take this piece off of Anubis and you plug the armor in there, so I don't lose those pieces. I display them, on my little seated samurai guy. And in fact, like I keep thinking about having a whole like display of just the seated guys, because now this makes 7 of them, and I'm just gonna sit him right there off camera. But you got a variety of faces and weapons. And the face, you pop off this front face, get that closer to the camera, and you pop on the faceplate. So we have a dark mask where you can't see anything. You got the mask where you can see the eyes, and just a couple different expressions. It looks like kind of a snarl and then a scream. And we got all of our hands right there taped behind. And just the variety of weapons. So one thing, I might make a robe for him. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I do like how he comes with the Ancient One's staff. And this is really nice. Like all those, look at all the detail on there. Let me get it right in front of the camera. Just like the Ancient One. It'd be cool if they were like metal and they would clang like they do in the anime, but I do love how he has the Ancient One's staff. You know, honestly, I haven't watched Ronin Warriors in a hot minute. It's been like a couple years. I don't remember him having a spear. I know like Tulpa's minions use this kind of spear. I don't remember him using that. He probably did, and I'm just not remembering because this is tape down. Let me pull up that tape. Set that aside. This is what I remember him using when he was the warlord. The wake with fear, jump up, swing. Either throw this down, throw like kind of a scythe looking thing down at the Ronin Warriors. This is what I remember him using, just swinging. Maybe I can't do it because it's too small. Swinging it like that. But let me see. Yeah, these are just fist punching hands. The grippy hands are right here. Oh, and it looks like they're doing. Oh, I just dumped the weapons out. Do they do no? So one downside, I'm gonna pull a hand out to show you guys. One downside to these figures that I'm not the biggest fan of them doing. Let me see where this tape can pull off at so I can get a hand out for you to show you. Because this has become a hindrance with a couple of my figures that I currently own. Let me pop a hand out. Oh, maybe they did switch it. Okay. Okay, they did switch it. So now maybe I want to have to look at the weapon, see if they come out. Because what they used to do is at this knuckle right there where the hand bends, you'd pop the hand out, like pop the fingers out, put the weapon in and pop it back on. And it's such a small thing that my Rowan, he just like, the fingers fell out and he dropped his bow. And same with my Ryo. I used some blue tack to keep it in there so he could hold his sword. So it looks like they switched that up. So let me check on the weapon, see if you like pop. Like, how do you get the weapons in there? Because that's a small grip. Yeah, it looks like. Ooh. Oh no. Looks like you're gonna have to force the weapon in there. Oh, that might not be good. That might be bad times. That might be hard times for the Rhodes family. Let me pop that out there, and we're gonna check out the arm pieces in a second. So let me get this. Yeah, those grippy hands. This one looks like a little looser of a grip. No, they're about the same grip. So, so this staff just goes directly on. So he can hold that one pretty easily, and that actually fits in there real nice. This, got it. There we go. You can get it in there. You can work the Ancient One staff in there. All right, so. Okay, didn't break. Okay, let's see. Because here we obviously can't because we got the chain and that big piece. Maybe we can. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, cool. So the new hands. Oh, I shouldn't say new hands, but because these could just be exclusive to Anubis. But look, so we can get the hands on there. That's good. They're not as malleable as say a Marvel Legends or a Mattel figure. So my recommendation, they do have a little flex to them. My recommendation is don't switch out the weapons that often because I can just see these snapping and breaking if you do it too much. So that is a hindrance on this figure. But like I was saying, for changing out the faceplates, you just take off the front hairpiece like so, and you just maybe it'd be easier if I pull the head off. Pop the head off. He wants to fall. So you take the front hairpiece out, and then you can pop that off, put a new faceplate on there. Let's see, and we will explore the helmet in a second because there are different ways to do the helmets as well. I'm not going to put them together because it's almost kind of like building a model. It takes a hot minute to get all the pieces on there, but I do like this Anubis. I'm gonna look on some like the customization sites to see if I can find the hat and the robe for him to wear to be the ancient one, because I think honestly that's how I would display him, um, if I had that option, to do it that way. So let me just move the weapons and the faces out of the way for a second, and then the armor pieces. I don't want anything to fall out, but just the detail on the armor. And actually these, so kind of what they do is they kind of snap together. You place them there, and where's the back piece so I can show you guys an example of it. I'm probably gonna have to take his head off because that hair is gonna be in the way, and the pieces come out real easily. So, but yeah, you just boom, pop the pieces on. They kind of snap into place. Yep. See, that's not snapping as much as I'd like, so I'm just trying to demonstrate real quick, and of course it doesn't want to demonstrate properly, but yeah, you got little snaps in there. So yeah, they just snap on, and then for him you just put the head back on, because regardless of how I display him, probably going to display him with the hair, without a helmet on. And here's his helmet, as you can see. Like, you would plug the head in there and the helmet would... It would be so nice if these were kind of like you just sit them on top, like the old ones. Like the old one I have back there, but then they become bulky and it doesn't look real. I mean, that's always been kind of the downside with helmets and action figures, because it's plastic hair and not, you know, real hair. The helmets, when it's a removable helmet, always looks kind of bigger than it would in real life, kind of thing like that. But yeah, look at the detail on this helmet. It actually just kind of like looking at it like that, it almost looks like the Witch King from Lord of the Rings, like, because the way the shadow's coming over right below the silver, it looks like the eyes, and of course that's where the mouth would be. So that is actually kind of a cool thing, looking right there. And then of course he's got his shoulder pads. So to put the shoulder pads on, what I would do is you'd pop out this shoulder piece right here, and so we have a little pop piece right there. And then, ooh, these ones are going to be a little trickier. And then you just kind of pop it where that one went. And then the shoulder, I don't even know if this is the right arm, but the shoulder pieces adjust so you can get, you know, the more dynamic poses. So that's always been the nice thing about these Sentinel Ronin Warrior figures is, you know, the armor pieces are flexed so you can do the really cool anime poses and such like that. And then of course they all come with what's really cool. So the knee pads are magnetic, and they just boom, they just get they just plug right in. That makes it so much nicer, because some of them are spiky and hurt. And then for the boots, what you do is you pop out the toe on the figure and you just plug it right, and that might be the wrong foot. No, that shouldn't matter. Let me try the other one. Yeah, I think I am putting it on the wrong foot, so that might matter. Nope, that just doesn't want to go on because I'm trying to do this on camera. Let's see. And also my hands are all cut up because I was doing yard work and I had to replace sprinklers. There we go. There. Oh, wait, wrong side. Plugs right in there, right there. So yeah, the armor pieces are all pretty sweet. Really enjoyed this figure. Like I said, I'm gonna probably have some pictures at the end of this video of him all armored up, or maybe I'll take the time to put together and we'll take a look at him in the video. But yeah, overall, like, really like this figure. Really like this this series. They're kind of pricey. They were, when they first released, $100 each. Now the price is kind of, with imports, tariffs, they're about $144 each. So you got to be a really big fan to order these. What has been nice is building the collection of the Ronin Warriors there, as well as Anubis. I think they release about 2 a year. So it's taken a couple years to get the complete set of Ronin Warriors, but also it's been friendlier on the budget. Instead of spending like $600-700 at one time to get the figures, you buy a figure, the next year you buy another figure, the next year you buy another figure. So you spread it out, and it's more tolerable. Future Josh cutting in here. I just wanted to share with you guys the armored up Anubis, Dark Warlord. So I've got the mask on with the helmet and not showing the face, everything. And even with the armor on, look, we still got full range of motion. See, because like the skirts come up. He doesn't do the full splits, but you know he still does not impede most poses and things like that. And because you know that can flare up, we can get the legs move in all kinds of directions, things like that. So yeah, even with the armor on, you don't impede the mobility of the figures. I gotta flip that back up. So you don't mess with anything. You can still get them in these super dynamic poses that you want, and just really cool figure all together. So I definitely really like this figure. It's gonna go great with my Ronin Warrior collection. I'm gonna have to figure out. I might get a figure stand and see again. I don't know how I'm gonna pose him. Is he gonna be the Dark Warlord? Is he gonna come down with his flail, his chain scythe thing, and be striking down the wake with fear on them? Or am I gonna have him pose, you know, without the helmet and let me reach down here and the Ancient One's staff, like siding with the Ronin Warriors? I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna pose this, so he'll probably be on my desk for like a couple weeks as I figure this out and try to decide what I want to do. But Anubis, definitely pick up. 2 thumbs up for me. 2 thumbs up. If you're a big Ronin Warrior collector, I think this is a must buy. But at $144, probably a pass if you just like collecting anime figures and stuff like that, because this is up there. This is more than SH Figuarts figure. It's more than more than a 1/12 figure too, but more than a MathX figure as well. So you just kind of got to pick and choose. Like Ronin Warriors, it's the only way I can get these really highly detailed, highly posable figures. And like I said earlier in the review, it is my favorite anime, that or Gundam Wing. So it was worth it to me. It might not be worth it to you if you're just a casual fan, because they are expensive. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.